It's up and running.
Yeah.
It's up and running.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet. Let me see. Let me make sure. All right, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Wait, let me just.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna just take off one of these things off the bottom, just so our shirts to kind of show there a little
Banner.
bit. Yeah, that's better. That's better now. All right. So thank you everybody for joining in. I am still working on getting our intro posted up. So y'all be looking out, man. We took some time to put that together. So we're gonna definitely make it happen. What's good, Michi? What's good, Corey? Thank you everybody for joining. As always, I hope everybody is being safe. Taking precautions as much as possible. Do what you gotta do to keep yourself safe, keep your family safe. We got some good basketball going on. We got a bunch of LeBron stuff, man. It's been going insane with that. We got some rep reviews, a couple of games. I know DeMonte had a game this past week. We didn't, but and then we also have our top 5 so goated, most exciting teams to watch. So you guys be looking out for that. What you got for us, Tay?
I'm excited. You know what I mean? Corey, I see Corey already. They already got him. He's already on here already, and he loves to talk about. I see him a lot. He's been real active. But the LeBron chatter. We haven't done a whole lot of LeBron stuff. Today we got some LeBron stuff. So yeah, excited about that, and ready to talk some hoops, bro. Some local rec. It's been real exciting. So ready to get into it, bro. Shout out to everybody too that's been supporting. Been getting a lot of messages and things like that, and also to echo what you said, man. Please continue to be safe. We want to continue to get momentum so we can, keep things open.
Yeah. And you guys, man, if you guys got questions, man, drop them below. I know last time our comment feed, man, was going insane, dude. It was pretty hilarious. If you got your comments, if you got questions, drop them below for us. You know what I mean? If we can get to them, we definitely will. That's something I think we want to do better at is talking to you guys and answering those questions. So my team did not have a game this weekend in the rep league, but your team did. And I didn't really see too much from the rep league except a few lives that I watched here and there. But can you just give us that side of the rep league? What happened? The wins, some losses, any keys? What you got from it?
Look, listen real quick. The truth is, you took the weekend off. You know what I mean? You took the weekend off from everything. I didn't even get a what up, nothing. What's up, bruh? Nothing. He just disappeared. I think he went to Calabasas, bruh. He was in the same. he was out there where Drake was at. Out there hanging out. I didn't even find out y'all wasn't playing until I got to the game. But just to talk about a little bit, we show up at the game. Great environment at the rep league. Again, it was more people at the second week than the first week. No floor issues either. It was a sunny, bright day. They had the AC on. They had the refreshments cracking. Flaming hot nacho cheese. You know what I mean? People were doubling back, getting hot dogs, and it was a good environment. And I walked in, and the games are a little behind because again, there's a lot of games and there's things that happen, which is cool. But I did see some improvements with the environment. I definitely saw the refs was on point. The ref shirts, they all had ref shirts. The staff all had shirts on, and all of a sudden the coaches had like coaches jerseys, like coaches shirts, which was kind of cool to see. So it was good representation. It was a good day for hoop. I got there and got to watch like 2 games before I even played, which is not really my MO. Too much when I got to play. You know what I mean? Because I like to sit too long. But I ended up sitting and watching and caught some really good games. Sadie Lee versus Bryce Beekman.
Woo! Yeah, how did that go? I wish I could have tuned in. Shout out to both those teams.
Yeah, man, it was a good game. Definitely a good game. Definitely. So the funny thing was, start the game, you know, you look at the matchups and you see Sadie Lee roll out there with Burden, and they got Jarvis Williams out there. They got John Duke out there. The star they had what was out there? Fred Woods out there.
That's 4 pros right there.
Yeah, they rolled them out, and you know, Beekman came out and they just played their game. You know, they just played their game. They played super help defense, gap defense, but they actually cut the baseline off. Make game. The game was in the 40s. Very low scoring game. Good defensive game. Beekman got to their spots. Sadie Lee still was trying to figure it out. Obviously, the more talented team, but it was just a nip and tuck game all the way through. And Beekman ended up pulling it out. And there was some controversial calls both ways. Mm-hmm. But I think that Sadie Lee had more chances to win that game than Beekman. Because Beekman, there was some calls at the end. There was one in particular where the guy got clobbered, and the refs didn't call nothing. And I was pretty like, hey, what's you know? But to their credit, they kept playing. You know, they kept playing. And to Sadie Lee's credit, they kept playing. They had a chance to win it at the end. Jarvis didn't make the 3. They had a couple chances, but you know, they fought hard. We played.
Yeah, I was about to say, what about you? How did you guys do during your game? And
we played TTLJ team that had last year. And they had Anthony Thomas on that team. They had they had Anthony Thomas. They had Manny. They had Greg Smith, aka Dundada. They had some guys. They had some young guys. Mitch was out there. But when they were a young team, they were scrappy. It was a good game. We pretty much led throughout. We ended up pulling it out by 6 points. But we played better. No floor issues. I think we had better ball movement. So it was good. You know, I think that we showed, you know, that, you know, there's, you know, that we got some good stuff there. Still early in the year though. But overall, for all the games, I got to see some really good games. One shout out I got to give real quick before we move on. Before we move on, Meech's team. I think it's Team Fati. Is it Fati?
I think Fati? Something like that. I think.
So their game, as good as the Beekman game was, right? Here we go. The next game is AWOL Squad, which is was that team? Is it Team Karen? Is it Karen? Yeah.
Yeah, LA Karen.
Mm-hmm. Bruh, they roll out there. This game coming out with a lot of intensity. And I don't know what to think of Meech's team. They come out, they got dudes in the layup line just going crazy. Yeah. Like, you know, 2 dudes, I think, from UW Green Bay. One dude in particular, and you probably know, I don't know his name, so, you know, I apologize. But they start the game. Meech, I think he had something over there because he was over there in the huddle. He he started the game with a lob play in a rec league. Mm-hmm. They ran it to perfection, though. Now, mind you, this is Boué debut game. You know what I mean? He came out, and them boys look like, you know what I mean? You know, they look like everybody had a +10 on their attributes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, when your main player come,
that boost bar, boy.
Bruh, they was on something, and they threw the lob. This dude jumped up from, I'm not lying, bro. They threw a back screen at half court. I mean, at the free throw line. He threw that pass from the 3-point line. This young boy jumped his head at the rim. Just anybody under there got caught just to start the game. So shout out to Meech on that. I told him that I definitely was going to shout him out on So Goated because that's dope. And you could tell it was a setup play. And for them to execute it in the rec league, that don't happen. So the league was going up. But overall, AWOL and them was too much. It was too much. Brad Newman was put on a nice show, but they was just too much. Boué was out there. And Dupree, he was on fire. He was on fire. You know, he was on fire. It was a great point guard matchup, but good game by those 2 teams. Great atmosphere. Charlie was in the building.
Right, man. Shout out Charlie, man.
And he was he was over there. He was over there saying he was yelling. Teams were donating. You know, there was some teams, man. There was some teams over there that were, you know, they got an opportunity to be on that big stage, but you know, there was a pretty ugly blowout. I ain't gonna call no teams out, but I'm telling you, that made me leave. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I was watching the game. I'm like, you know, time to get up out of here. But yeah, man, good weekend. I'm excited about that squad league starting up too. But what about you, man? Did you miss it this weekend, man? What happened, man? Exactly, man.
Yeah, so you know, I mean, I pretty much seen, man. I seen about 15, 20 different live feeds. You know, so I was watching from from the Himalayas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were in the Himalayas. Tell the truth.
Had to scope in on it. Hey, from the things that I see, just I can only speak from more of an environment, a field type of thing for this past weekend. But shout out to Yak, man. This is definitely one of the best crowds drawn to a league that I've seen in quite a long time. And I dare to say it has some of that pro league vibe. With well, at least when I first started pro league was similar to this. It was packed. It was great competition. I mean, you had 2-3 pros on every single team. And if they didn't have pros, it was pros at least, in the league. So
real quick though, I'm mad I didn't get that atmosphere, but I will say from the least I've seen so far in the last 3 years since being back home, when you made a move, if you made a move, you was getting a reaction. Like on this past Saturday, like it was a young boy from Team Fadi. He hit like 4 threes in the first quarter. And he had a crazy step back, and you just heard, Bouet had a move where he stopped, threw a head fake, threw another head fake, and he threw it, and the dude jumped. You could just hear it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a really, like I said, really good atmosphere. So, yeah, shout out to him, man, for the talent level is throughout had jumped up a lot. Yeah. It jumped a lot. And, Corey, that was a drawn-up play. I talked to Meech after the game, bro. It was drawn up. That wasn't no – trust me, I saw it. Coach to coach, I draw. Now I don't know if Meech did it on purpose. He said he did.
Yeah, hey, and shout out to Meech, man. We've been playing against Meech for some years now, and
good team he got.
Yeah, he always finds a way to put good teams together. I know he hasn't fulfilled what he wanted to fulfill yet in the pro league, but I will say that he definitely puts some good teams together. And I'm just glad to see a variety of competition in the league, because sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes it gets boring when everybody's a punching bag. It gets boring when you can just walk into a league, know you're gonna win it, know you're gonna be a top team, and and I guess I can only speak of that as a guy that wins, a decent amount. So it's good to walk in and feel like I have to play again.
Right.
I told some guys, man, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I didn't even play in the squad league. Mm-hmm. Like I probably gave about 50-60% in the squad league. Mm-hmm. I barely played. So I don't even know how we won the ship. And I only played like 50-60% against every team. Like it wasn't like, but now actually it's nice to feel like I can play. So shout out to Yak, shout out to Rep League. You guys look out for Tyra Leagues coming up, the squad league indoor this time. So it's quite a few leagues coming up as well besides that. But I'm waiting on some confirmation before I say that those leagues are coming up. And it's one league, that Brewtown League. That league can rival pretty much any league.
When is that? When is that league normally?
So she usually runs a winter league, and then she runs like a fall league. So it kind of spans through that time. So it's like 2 leagues pretty much per year. You know what I mean? So yeah. So yeah. So, Aaron, so shout out to those teams.
Let's say Aaron Rodgers. I had 28, 18, and 14.
Against who?
What game was that?
Yeah, if you can let me know.
Yeah, put that in there. Let me know when that was.
Yeah. Okay. So it's been a lot going on in the NBA. A lot just with the Clippers fall off. And then you have the Bucks fall off. You got Miami Heat versus Celtics. You got Lakers versus Denver.
That ain't that much.
So, in your opinion, are the NBA playoffs still worth watching, even after the Clippers upset? And do you believe in this bubble? Like, is it something that is
it's snooze? It's a snooze fest, bro. Straight snooze fest. Soon the Clippers got put out, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't really got a horse in the race. I just love basketball, but it's a snooze fest. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, the Miami and the Boston series is really good if you just love basketball purists. You just want to watch some games. But there's a part of me that just missed the home court advantage. Like, you played the whole regular season, you got no home court. Like, it don't mean nothing, bro. Like, you
No
know what I mean?
crowd, man. It's
I mean,
like,
like,
man.
hey, but if they was in the stadiums and like it was no crowd, I'll still be good with that. You know, at least you're on your home court. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dudes are just, I'm saying dudes, I don't know. Like, they can shoot. Obviously, all these guys can play and shoot, but like, they just got a different confidence in that bubble. Like, they've been shooting that hoop for too long. Like, I mean, dudes out. Yeah, I'm seeing dudes hit some crazy stuff, bro. Like, I'm like, hold up, wait, hold up. Like, dudes is about to get a contract based off the bubble. Like, they about to get a real raise and get back to the real games.
Murray's gonna be one of them.
Yeah, they gonna get back to the real games. It's gonna be something now. But at least Murray is making really good moves. Some dudes are just shooting out of this world. But I will say, it ain't that exciting, bro. Like, we know, to me, and maybe I'm wrong. I hope, whatever. But Denver just ain't really got a shot. Like, they really ain't got a shot against LA to me. And I think if whoever wins that Boston and Miami series, we'll talk about later, they can give a scare to the Lakers, but I don't know if they can actually beat the Lakers, barring any injury. So it's less intrigue for me. You know what I mean? Overall, and I just wish that we was able to see everybody at their best. And I guess you could say, man, well, you didn't say that until the Clippers got put out. But at least to me, the Clippers was saving it for me. Or Giannis making it to go against LeBron or against Kawhi, that was going to salvage something for me. You know what I'm saying? But with this right now, I ain't really that excited. I don't know about you, but
right now I'm about 80% excited.
You would.
Yeah, I'm about 80%. I can. The only reason why I'm not 100 is only for the simple fact that I stay objective and I understand the other plight. I understand the other side of the story is that the top teams that should be in it aren't in it right now, and they have a feeling that LeBron James has an easy way out. But this is where I say the 80% is that all the teams that are there beat somebody to be there.
That's fact.
Denver beat the Clippers. Clippers were arguably supposed to win the championship this year. So we can't say, well, at least me, I can't say that it's not interesting when the team that beat the supposed champions is out. And then number two, the LeBron hate. If LeBron loses, it'll be, oh, bro, LeBron a bum. But if LeBron wins, it's going to be, bro, he didn't beat nobody. I just don't understand how that can be a possible notion for people that you can choose both sides. Y'all ever heard the saying, people want their cake and they want to eat it too? You can't have that. Like, you can't be married and then have a side chick and think that it's okay. It's just not. It just don't work like that. So if LeBron loses, it's going to be, he lost, he a bum, he lost. But if he wins, it's going to be, bro, he weak, he beat nobody's. But he beat the team that beat the Clippers.
Right.
So, but that's more or less what makes it interesting for me. And so I think it's still worth watching. And last but not least, I agree with you 100%, man. This bubble got people going crazy. Cass is out here, bruh. Cass is just out here full mode, just jacking it, bro. They just jacking it. Like, and they hitting it too. That's the crazy. And they hitting
it. Man, dudes is playing at all-time high. Like, I can't really, like I said, Marcus Smart just come to my head. I'm not Marcus Smart can hoop too. I'm not dissing Marcus Smart, but his jumper on a different level.
His jumper wet right now.
My boy hitting 6 fly to 6 threes a game. Jay Crowder out there, that dude looked like Kyle Covert. Like, some of these dudes is out here just making every shot. They've been shooting the same couple baskets for the last 2-3 months. So, you know what I'm saying? No crowd, no distraction, no nothing. Same background, same everything.
Yeah, so, I definitely think the bubble real. I wish it was a crowd. I agree with you 100%, man. I wish it was some people back there to talking, to banter, to chatting with the interacting with the fans and stuff like that. That stuff I love. You know what I mean? So
right.
So I seen probably 10, 15, 20 statuses.
LeBron talk.
Yes, this is LeBron right here, because I just feel like we seen a whole segment of just things LeBron. So Anthony Davis hits a shot last night for the game winner. It looks like the play was designed for him or LeBron, but more for Anthony Davis, in my opinion. So, was LeBron saved last night? That's the question. Was LeBron saved, you guys? What's your thoughts?
Listen. In that situation, I don't think he was saved. You know, and I'm a critic. I get on LeBron when it's time, but because if they would have lost, you know, I would have thought, okay, well, gentleman sweep, they get one. You know what I mean? No big deal. Jokic went crazy. He scored 11 straight down the stretch. He put buckets on. They have nobody that can guard him, but the refs keep giving him goofy fouls, which messes the game up. But
yeah,
if they would have lost the game, I wouldn't even thought anything. And LeBron was kind of lukewarm all game, so I guess he do that sometimes. So I wasn't really bothered either way. I more so thought it was more about a big shot by Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis on a regular basis being their more consistent player and more dominant player out of them too. That's what I see, you know what I mean? And again, there's no knock on Brown. I'm just saying Anthony Davis is just in his bag, you know, and people are like, oh, but he get more shots because LeBron on the team. Well, when LeBron come out the game and it's just Anthony Davis out there with them, he be killing too. Like, it don't matter, but you can put any four out there, bro. He just hitting everything right now. So, nope. To answer your question, was he saved? I don't think so. I think that was horrible defense. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what Mason Plumlee was doing. Like, all right, you got a guy. Nobody hit you with a screen. You trying to switch. Like, dude didn't even move. Like, what are you doing?
But it didn't even look like they had a defensive scheme to stop the play. I didn't see a switch.
The worst part was he brought him in the game for defense, bro.
For defense.
He brought him in the game for defense. You should just left the shorter guys in there. They would at least got through the screen. That was the worst defense I ever seen, bro. Yeah. But, you know. But whatever. I mean, what Corey put, he was saved, but that's what team is for. I mean, this is the thing. If he had not did anything, right, I wouldn't have really cared about it. Like, I mostly say, you know, if he was saved, I would guess, like, well, I guess if you think of like how he played the whole second half, I guess, but I'm more so thinking in a sense where, you know, if they lose the game, is everybody gonna blame LeBron? No. I wasn't. I thought it was more about Denver just having some pride, because we all know that LeBron, he basically could do whatever he want in that series. He just chooses whenever he just turns, you know, now that's his own problem when he don't turn it on. But yeah, for me, I don't think he got saved. But I mean, I can't disagree. I'm not one of them guys who just gonna get him for no reason. What you think?
So if anything, Anthony Davis was saved. If anything. Because I'm going to tell you this. I see people talk about stats. I see people talk about numbers of what somebody did and all that stuff. Right. Let me tell y'all something. Without Anthony Davis, LeBron is still LeBron. LeBron would probably be somewhat in this situation without Anthony Davis, and we're only going off of the past that we have seen. But if LeBron James ain't on the floor, where's Anthony Davis going to be? Just saying. People can say what they want. And I see this from all the time. And I got to say this, especially from guys in real life that need their teammates to win. Sometimes those are the same people that will down talk LeBron like he don't need a teammate to win. Like, I think people forget. Kobe was averaging like 28, 29. Shaq was averaging 32. Like it's Jordan was averaging 30. Scottie Pippen was averaging 25. What? Like hold on, wait. So let me get this out there. So you're telling me when Paxson hit that three, Jordan won set. When Corey hit a three. Nobody.
Wait. Hold up.
I'm curious.
Jordan ain't. First of all, Jordan will never get saved. Jordan made the right play.
But okay, so wait. So how come when LeBron makes the right play, it's that he got saved?
No, because he normally playing. Okay, but you know why? Because he's normally not having a good game at that point, and he's done something like swing the ball to Caruso, who darn well don't know how to shoot. But like that's why like you saw Michi put his stats up. Second half, 6 points in the second half, over 4 from the 3-point line. Jordan normally already got 37 at that point. He's just making a good play. It ain't like he out there looking sick, seasick, and most of LeBron's worst moments is when like he already kind of cramping and doing all this other stuff already, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then they're like, oh, he got saved. Like, I get what you're saying, but
So it's more or less for me, it gets irritating when I hear people make exceptions for other, not you, but when people make exceptions for other people, but then they exclude LeBron out of it. They be like, bro, he not clutch. But then when you bring up a statistic about him being clutch, they be like, bro, but the team he played. So when you bring up a clutch team that he made a shot on, then you be like, but bro, the play wasn't for him. Then when the play is for him and he makes the shot against the team, they be like, bro, it was a tie game. I am tired of hearing that. I'm done with that.
It's because he's Bron, bro. Because
it's like you can't sit here and be like, well, he beat Denver, so it don't count as a championship. But then turn around and say Michael Jordan's counted. You can't do that because Michael Jordan had a super team. He was the Golden State. Y'all understand that? He was the Golden State in the NBA.
Yeah, but he was the Golden in the state, though.
So, sorry to rant on that, but it's like I completely understand LeBron didn't make the game-winning shot. But had he hit them with game-winning shot, it would have been like, bro, he's supposed to do that. It's Denver. It's like either way it go.
That's true, but again, Bron is in that elite category where he's up there, just like in football, Tom Brady, bro, when he won his 4th ring, they're like, well, now you to go. But then they're like, not really, because it's a system. Then the 5th one, then the 6th one. They're gonna continue to do that, bro. It's because of the standard and how high he's at that he's gonna get criticized differently than everybody else. You can't criticize him and put him and Giannis in the same category. Giannis is not in the all-time. They're not comparing him to Michael Jordan. Like, you get what I'm saying? So he has a different plateau, bro. That's it.
I don't hear people doing that to Kobe. I have never heard any person say that Kobe hit a game winner and it was against Denver. Like, I ain't never heard that. Never. I've never heard anybody say that ever about Kobe.
That's because
I've never heard anybody say that about Jordan.
LeBron is super good, but he's super weird too, though. Like, he do a lot of stuff we can't explain. Like, you know how somebody, like, you in juniors, when you like playing in middle school and the biggest kid is like a post player, and you like, man, I need to go. But he can't make layups. You just want to help him so bad. Like, man, just give me one summer with him.
You got to keep him on your team, though.
You got to keep him. But you like, man, he shoot with 2 hands. But he the biggest kid. But you like, man, I'm telling you, give me one summer, I'm going to kill. Bron give you a little bit of that where you like, bro, why are you fading away right now? He does that stuff. So that's why he's so open to that, too. And he had a lot of like little, I want to say moments where he's shown weakness. Now, he has some great moments too, but has some moments where he just kind of, got a little weird LeBron on us. And that's kind of where that criticism opened up at. But bro, he's still LeBron. He's still great. I'm not knocking and all that, but you got to admit, there's a little piece of that. And he wasn't.
Michi said, now you're jacking. His 81 is criticized all the time. Stop it. Now, let me tell you why I 100 million, gazillion, tatillion % disagree with that. When you look up the stats, all it says is he scored 81 points. Nobody cared that it was against Toronto. He had 81. I can't remember one person saying, well, bro, it was against Toronto. I can't remember one. All they said was that he scored 81 points. And we were like, dang, bro, he scored 81. I can't think of one person ever saying it was against Toronto. And Jalen Rose. I only person I heard talk about it is Jalen Rose himself, and he talked about how they try to.
I think he was more so being funny. I mean, I watched that game. It was a perfect scenario for him. They were just competitive enough to keep the game going, so he could keep scoring and make excuse for it. But it was impressive. I've seen him have better games than that, though. I know he had one game when he had 67 in 3 quarters.
Right. He was going.
Now he could. Now Dallas was more. I think it was against Dallas or something. I don't know.
Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah, if he would have, if the Dallas was a little more competitive in that game, he could score 90. Like that's how hot he was, you know. So it's more impressive to me when Curry used to get like 48 and 3/4. Like, bro, he could have easily
that's
scored
a whole
60.
nother level.
Yeah, they already put his ice on his knees. He's over there chilling, laughing. Like to me, that's impressive. Like to me, so the 81 is cool and all, but yeah, there's a part of me that said the Toronto thing, but I don't put no asterisk by. Hey, 81 is cool, but
yeah,
I don't need 81 to know Kobe can score. Like,
yeah. So next, LeBron had a press conference. He was mad, pissed. Whatever.
I'm about to go in on LeBron right now. Bron sexuals, I hope you're listening.
You're right. So he was mad, man. He said, that don't make any sense. How do I get? I think he got 16 first place votes out of 101 votes. And he like, bro, like, man, heck no, like, man, that don't make no sense.
Right.
And he came out and spoke about it. But what's your thoughts? What do you think?
Well, first of all, before we even get there, fair or foul on the 16 votes, first place votes, fair or foul for you before I even go.
You said, say it again.
Fair or foul, the 16 first place votes. You think it's
foul for sure?
Foul for sure. Okay. I'm not. Listen, this is what I'm gonna say to this. Whether it was fair or foul, to me, for LeBron, this is when a bubble gets you bored. As a player, of his stature, some stuff you just don't talk about, bro. Like, to me, that was completely left field to talk about it. Michael Jordan, any great, they don't call themselves great. They don't talk about the system. At the end of the day, you played hard this year, but based on the regular season, bro, Giannis, to me, and again, I think it's closer than 16 votes, but, bro, like, this is be truthful. Like, he was at the best record. Giannis had the best record, and he had better stats, and he don't have AD on his team. It's clear. It's clear to me. Only thing but for LeBron, where I'm like, yo, this is his 17th season. You know, I do take that into consideration, but still, like, Giannis he was just too dominant, and he was great. He was good on defense. LeBron wasn't really, you know what I mean? No. Go ahead and chill with that LeBron 35 stuff. See, that's the thing. Either LeBron gonna get old man treatment, or we gonna treat him like everybody else. You treat him like everybody else because you're saying he's the best player in the league. So I don't want to hear old man stuff. I don't want to hear nothing about him being 35. You know what I mean? Because if he's LeBron and he's still the best player in the league, then he don't need no asterisk for age. It is impressive for it to be in his 17th season to do what he's doing, but he also has the most dominant big in the game on his team. You know what I mean? He do. I mean, AD don't have really no weakness on offense. His only weakness is injury. You know, well, I mean, you kind of proved my point. So, but yeah, that's how I feel about that. I think the pressure was bad for him though. He was in there kind of going at the system and how it's set up and how he don't understand it and blah blah blah. Bro, that doesn't sound like sour grapes, bro. That sound like sour grapes, bro. Brian, stay away from that, bro. Don't do that. Like, you're the greatest player in the game. You've won this award 4 times, I think. Like, LeBron.
Yeah.
Why, bro? Relax, bro. Like, who cares about that? All you in it right now is for ships. Don't speak on no MVP stuff. Let that young boy have that. You about to get another ring. Like, don't stoop down to that, bro. Like, that is where you get in a bubble and you just start answering everything. He should have just media training should have told LeBron at that point, like, y'all can have that. I'm only focused on ships. You know what I mean? Yeah. Michael Jordan would never say some of those things. And I'm not comparing this to Jordan, but Kobe wouldn't do it either.
Yeah. So like for me, I feel like in the instance of, and it's not because you said Jordan, but in the instance of Jordan, one thing that is remiss is that the reason why Jordan never had to say anything is because he never got done the way LeBron get done. That's the way it is. Kobe, as much as they want to say, Kobe, no, I'll take that back because Kobe did. Kobe lost the MVP race that he should have won. For sure. Steve Nash had a #1 seed or had the higher seed at that time. And Kobe was playing out of his mind. And Steve Nash won it. twice, I think, actually. And then Tim Duncan won it, you know, shout out to the Spurs, you know what I mean? Keep it connected, you know what I mean? And then Tim Duncan outbeat Kobe that third year. But I say that because Jordan has never been in a position where he would possibly even get 16 votes. It was unanimous. Like, it was, Jordan made it very clear he was the MVP, and there's no question. LeBron James didn't do that. LeBron basically said, I'm number one in the East. I mean, number one in the West. I got the best record. I'm putting up these stats, these numbers. And then he's cried and boo-hooed about, oh, you know, the 16-1. Now, the part where I disagree is that there's no way in possible live life that he should only get 16 votes. And I don't care what anybody says. There's no way there's a unanimous MVP ever if LeBron James is on the floor, is in the league. I don't care. There's no way LeBron James ever gets 0 votes. Name a time Kobe ever got 0. Name a time Jordan never got 0. It don't happen. And in the numbers, and when we played a numbers game this year, Giannis beat him on numbers. It was even close. I'm gonna give it to Giannis on that. And I know people bring up Anthony Davis, and he was mad about that, but everybody has somebody on their team. Nobody said Jordan had Pippen, so let me give it to somebody else. So I'm gonna do something for you guys. When Russell Westbrook won MVP, who was on his team? Not Kevin Durant, because he wasn't having him triple-double with Kevin Durant. He was by himself. James Harden won MVP. Nobody was on his team. Those are 2 examples I can say right now that LeBron James can't argue about. Now, when we reflect on Michael Jordan, he had Pippen and Rodman, and he had Pippen.
Yeah, when Pippen wasn't.
He was averaging 25 a game.
No, but Pippen only averaged 25 like once in his career, bro. Pippen wasn't a 25 scorer, bro. He was like a 20-point game. He was, and I people who are listen, people who watched him, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Pippen he was like Iguodala on steroids. That's it, bro. I mean, honestly, he was a great player, but he wasn't going to get you 35. He wasn't going to close no team out. He was the best sidekick robbing player of all time. And I mean, no diss to him, but does it feel like this? Mike was just on a different plateau. You know how many times Mike won 6 MVPs? Barkley made this. Charles Barkley, I actually heard him say this too. He said, you know how many times Jordan was the best player in the league after his second year in the league. He didn't start winning MVPs till they started winning. Bro, you know how I got to feel to be Michael Jordan? You average 37 a game and don't win an MVP? Yeah, and your team is that weak? Like, he even said that. He said, bro, the year he got it, if you watch the documentary, he said Barkley, that gave him extra motivation. He didn't go to the media and say, oh, man. And Jordan put up with a lot of stuff. Remember, if you watch the documentary too, yeah, the media wasn't like it is now, but he got a lot of scrutiny. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what he kind of folded under when his pops died. He kind of was taking a lot of that. They wanted him to be something he wasn't, you know, and LeBron deals with a lot of that except for he's just A1 off the court. But for me, honestly, Jordan winning 6 MVP, you can't tell me out of all years he played, he only get the MVP half the time. I mean, he watched a couple. He got Karl Malone got it when he was in his run too. You know what I mean?
So 7 years, now 8, without winning MVP. So LeBron? People are telling me that in 8 years, there has been a better performance. Yo, hold on, wait. Let me break this
regular
down.
Season. Regular season.
People are telling me that for the past 8 years, since 2012, what were you doing? What were y'all doing in 2012? Y'all telling me in 8 years, LeBron James has not been an MVP at all. Is that what people are saying? Are y'all saying that that's real? And then number 2, this is just my example on why it's rigged and why it just doesn't make sense. LeBron clearly stated the truth, but people don't want to hear it. He said the year he was supposed to win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, he won MVP, but he lost Defensive Player of the Year. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So for those that didn't see this, LeBron James was supposed to be Defensive Player of the Year. He was in the talks. He lost Defensive Player of the Year to Marc Gasol, right? And when the rankings came out, LeBron James was all first team defense. Marc Gasol was all second team defense. Y'all, hold on, wait. LeBron James is in the Defensive Player Award conversation, and they say he's not better than the all second, not first. Marc Gasol wasn't even the first defensive all team. So that's like you losing. That's like you losing a defensive contest to somebody who is second to you. That's like you doing a 3-point contest and somebody who hits less threes than you wins the competition. It doesn't make sense.
I mean,
There's no way. Again,
that
don't make
that
sense.
happened one time in history because of a system.
But that's so far off.
I get it. Far off. I get that. It's 2 different voting times. You get what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure it's 2 different voting times. And whatever they did, they probably fixed it since then. But still, that's the press conference is the time after you did lost the MVP to be talking about that. Not when you're the best player in the league.
8 times. If you've been the best player 8
in
times,
the regular season, though, can you make a case that he should have won it over Curry?
Terrible. He's only been terrible 1 year pretty much in his career, and he was injured that year.
I'm not saying it's terrible, but I didn't say it's terrible, but look at the seasons of the people who won it. Only when Curry won it, it was only when he won it 2 in a row. Second time he won, I think, was the only time where Harden was the next guy. It wasn't even LeBron. LeBron wasn't even in that talk. It wasn't even, you know what I mean? So I remember all this clearly. So if he wants to,
and that was the year that LeBron was averaging 27, 9, and 9.
Yeah,
what more can you do?
I know, but Curry averaged 30 on like 32 minutes a game. Like at 50, 40, 90 with the best record in the league. Like how do you say no to that with a team that won 7? You know what I mean? Like win like 60. I mean, come on, like it's hard to kind of say, yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So over this past weekend, it's our last somewhat LeBron-esque conversation, and we'll go on from there. So Lil Bronny, LeBron James' son, right, posted a video, and it was of him allegedly. We'll say allegedly because we don't know exactly what per se it was, but allegedly smoking marijuana. And pretty much from the things that I've seen, people are saying, I mean, he looked like he was comfortable. He looked like it was something he was used to. He looked like an expert. You know, whatever the procedure is of smoking marijuana, they said it looked like he
was busting. He had the rings coming out.
The O's.
The O's.
So the question I've seen surrounding is maybe 2-part. One, does LeBron James leave this bubble, handle the situation, do nothing about it? What would you do if you're in LeBron's situation? And number 2, how does this impact what LeBron has built? What you think?
I mean, I thought it was fake, but I guess it was a post and delete. Boy must have been high, did it on accident. I don't know what happened, but I don't know. I think it's an internal thing, it's a family thing. Bron shouldn't allow it to do anything, more than, that's why you have a wife and you got things. I'm sure he made a phone call and the proper thing's going to be checked in. It's, mind you, look where this kid come from. He's come from a background, a privileged background, as well. So, again, listen, I'm on record for saying that Bronny's going to be he's going to be a great player. I really think so. I think his feel for the game is amazing. But I wouldn't put too much stock in it. If he's a normal kid, then this is something that normal kids around his age experiment with doing, just to see what it's about or whatever. But Bron got to pull that belt out when he leave the bubble. You know what I mean? Get back and regulate. Yo, that boy.
Bro, can you imagine getting a whooping done? All right, can you imagine getting whooping by LeBron, bro? You like 6'8", 6'9", 270, bro.
The belt, like you can't run from him. He's too athletic. Like you can't.
LeBron built about this thick. Y'all got a belt, right?
I got the big super cowboy belt. No, but no, I mean that's kind of where I'm at with it. I think it's an internal thing. He'll handle it when he leaves. I'm not putting too much stock in it. You know, Brian not giving it no energy. I think that's the proper way to handle it. Corey just put something too about Bradley Beal. I do want to touch on that, so we can touch on that after you go.
Yeah, all right, man. So yeah, I'm kind of similar. I didn't really put too much into it either. I think the two things that I really took away from it is one, I just really encourage people to understand the pressure sometimes for these kids.
Right.
And I mean like a two-way thing. One, they're friends, friends that they're around, and it's easy for them to fall through the cracks. And then the most immense pressure probably of all time of any kid to be LeBron James' son. And who can y'all imagine the pressure to be Michael Jordan's sons, bro?
Right.
Imagine, dog. Like you are the child of the greatest player of all time.
Right.
That's the way LeBron is in those conversations that
he is. He is.
That is tough, y'all. That half of y'all don't even have, half of y'all can't even live up to the expectations, and y'all, his parents ain't nothing. So
right. You be respectful. You about to be real. Just be like your father working at Piggly Wiggly, and you can't even live up to that. Well, he's about to spew some real disrespect.
Cut it off.
He cut it off.
Yeah. So I definitely agree with you 100%. Man, that's what he got a wife for. That's what he has have a partner for. Now, one thing I do believe is that sometimes, men, we just a little more stern, we're a little more feared, things like that. And some things that we bring to the table it's difficult for a woman to bring to the table, and for women, it's some things difficult for us to bring to the table. So I just think he definitely have that conversation. And last but not least, I think that would really, really suck. Imagine, man, you've been living your entire career. This is probably the most blemishless career we've ever seen. And somebody, not you, somebody outside your circle, outside, can hinder or make you look bad.
Right.
And that sucks after all the work you put in.
Yeah,
so so yeah. So you said something about Bradley Beal. I know I seen Bradley. He said Bradley Beal ain't getting no love this year.
Well, what he's talking about is Bradley Beal got left off the All-NBA team. So it's 3 All-NBA teams. Bradley Beal didn't make it. He averaged 30 a game and 6 assists. Nobody in history has ever had them numbers, and I made a team. But I'm going to just keep it 100. I'm totally okay with him not being on none of the 3 teams. His team was absolutely garbage. And again, it's not his fault, but let's just keep it real. Every other player on there it's consistent. Every player on that list, every player now, all of them in the playoffs. And
was Devin Booker on that list? Do you know?
He wasn't. So that's what I'm saying.
Bill is out.
He out. For me, nobody on that list was. Everybody on there made the playoffs. And here's the thing: no, did they average 30? No, but like I know, we've played. There's say I get 30. And then some other dudes might average 30. You can average 22, one dude can get 30, but our points look different. Because your team is garbage. Yeah. A lot of times you getting 30, people don't even care about the game no more, bro. We already packed it in. Bill's still out there letting it rip. It's a 15-point game. People guarding you, but they guarding kind of bro, the rest of your team garbage. So you know what I'm saying? We ain't really tripping. Dude, he had 42. They lost by a dub. So,
Yep.
Bill is cold. I'm not taking nothing away from him, but, bro, it wouldn't be an honor if you could get it based off of just numbers. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? It got to mean something.
Piggyback on that to make and to piggyback on that to maybe put it even a little bit more in context. So, I remember when James Harden really started going crazy.
Right.
He was on a mission. The dude was trying to get 30, 40,000 points a game. But his team wasn't that good. So when he puts up those numbers, it's there's potentially a 9 seed. Well, their team wasn't that good. So whatever he was scoring, it just wasn't as impressive, even though he was putting it up. Now let's flip it a little bit. Now he has a contention to win. Now he has pieces that could help him win. So when he puts up them shots that's just, ridiculous, that scope, it zooms in more and more. And that's what I think it is for Bradley Beal. He's on that first end of the James Harden where he just threw up shots more. He was balling though, but without winning, it's not as impressive because you don't have that pressure to win. James Harden now, it's some thinking time. Somebody got to get the cut. Somebody got to payments got to be refunded. Something because
Trae Young,
that ain't
Trae Young
working.
didn't make it.
So shout out Bradley Beal. I don't think he should have made any of those teams. I would have had definitely first. And Trae Young, I think probably had a better than.
Yeah, Trae Young averaged like
Bradley Beal.
Yeah, he had like 28, 29, but like almost 10 assists a game, bro. Like he didn't, but his team again,
Yeah. So, hopefully Bradley Beal comes out and he can, put that behind him and stay on that mission. You know what I'm saying? So,
hold up. What did BT say? Finally, something we agree on.
Miami's up. What, that Bradley Beal maybe shouldn't be on one of the all-time teams? I mean, on the all teams,
right?
Whatever, 1, 2, or 3.
All NBA team. Yeah, he on one tonight. But you know what?
Yeah,
BT, he's one of the top fans. He wants to. We definitely gonna bring top fans on the show one of these times. But he's vying to get a seat in here.
Definitely need to do something, man. Yeah, I definitely. You said what?
Not saying that.
You cut off there. You said what, Devontae?
No, I was just saying he been vying to try to get a seat in on the show. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's a. Can you still hear me?
Yeah. Hey, maybe we need to put something together for all the top fans. You're just kind of cutting in and out a little bit, Devontae. But yeah, maybe we put something together for all the top fans. We can join y'all, come in and conversate with us, or something. So if you're a top fan, make sure you inbox us. Let us know. I think it should be a little tab above your name. So Miami Heat up 2-1 against Boston. Boston was my dark commodity. And Miami, they fall short yesterday. This should be a game tonight. And Boston the last game had 4 players with 20 plus. That's crazy. That's crazy. What's your predictions? Who do you think is coming out? And what have you seen so far?
Man, Miami's been hot. Jimmy Butler's the most unselfish superstar, playing both ends. This dude is out of control, Michi. But for me, I think the Celtics has got a little bit more, but Miami just plays better as a team. It's kind of caught in between both. I can see either one of the teams going out. It's probably gonna go 7 games. Miami has more of a shot in the finals. Yeah, they got more of a shot in the finals, but it's tough. Yeah, but Boston got more talent. I'm kind of in between both. So I kind of rooting for the Celtics, but then I'm kind of rooting for Miami because I want to see a better finals. Because I think they'll put a better finals in. But I don't think the Celtics got enough size to contend with a Lakers team. And I don't know. I'm kind of caught in between both, man. I'd be intrigued at the way Lakers versus Celtics for the championship. Lakers versus Celtics in the championship after Kobe's death and all that stuff that means. I think that would be good for the NBA too for promo. But that's what I got.
Yeah, I'm like in the same boat, man. I know I actually picked, like I said, Boston as my dark horse. I'm gonna stick with them as my dark horse. Just with that X factor, Jaylen Brown. One day, if he shows up, The Boston Celtics go from a good team to a really good team. I don't say great, but if he shows up on a nightly basis, Jaylen Brown is that one guy that he kind of can create extra points for Boston. I'm gonna say Boston for right now. That's my dark horse. And also too, just a quick fact, because I think we tend to forget about Jimmy Butler. All right. So the last time Philly had a good run in the playoffs, Jimmy Butler was on the team.
Fact.
Last time Timberwolves had a good run at the playoffs, Jimmy Butler was on their team. Last time Miami, he there now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I just say, forgot about one team. The last time the Bulls. Hey man, we might have to put more respect on Jimmy Butler's name, man. He
earned it. He earned it for sure. He earns it for sure.
So I think that was the last time any of these teams have made it to an Eastern Conference Finals is when Jimmy Butler was on the team. I believe. So shout out to Jimmy Butler. I'm gonna stick with my my Boston Celtics. Shout out Tyler Hero. He been balling. And I definitely, man, I want to see what this is gonna bring. I think it's gonna be a game 7. Boston maybe out, and then they're gonna get cooked by a lot.
They better win tonight. They gotta win tonight.
They don't win tonight, it's curtains. But DeMonte, this is the bubble. Anybody can lose.
Where 3-1 happens, coming back when 3-1 happens regularly, like that. Like you almost want to be down 3-1. Like the series for the Lakers don't really start until they up 3-1. Like
right, it's basically
if it's 3-0, it's gonna be like it's gonna be a sweep. But like if it's 3-1, watch out, Lakers.
Yeah, I just think with LeBron and AD, it's gonna be very difficult to get both of them to play bad 3 games in a row. That's
all right. Facts.
That's tough. Oh, they say they play tomorrow. Thanks for that.
They play tomorrow.
We have our So Goated list. All right, and it is the So Goated top 5 most exciting teams to watch. Now, of course, this is
of all time.
And if you don't have a team, now me personally, I only picked maybe one team that could be out of my era, of what I've seen. But everybody else, I did try to keep in my era if possible, because obviously I didn't see too many teams.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, if your list got the Spurs on them, it's a fraud because they are not exciting at all. So just don't even start. Don't even. I'm telling you, it's a fraud list. I'm telling you right off bat. Get your pencil and start erasing right now. If you got it on there, because I know you got some foolery on there right away. All right,
I don't, dog. I don't, man.
He about to pull out like the different teams from the '90s. The first one with Jaren Jackson and Avery Johnson. He's gonna go to the Tony Parker ones.
Hey, look, man. People can say what they want, man, but my Spurs was always in it. You know what I mean? I don't think we got put out one round one time in the first.
In it and exciting is 2 different things, brother. Read the question on the bottom of the screen, man.
Man, that's the best passing team of all time. Team.
What?
Not just players. Okay,
they don't even believe in no look passes. Only Ginobili might throw out of the back, maybe. But he was crazy. He'd catch bats. That's what he do.
All right, so this is our top 5.
Trav come out.
Most exciting team. Shout out Trav, man.
He didn't even say hi though. Like he don't even say hi. That's how he greet you. That's like when somebody runs up to you like, "What's up, bro?" And it's like steal you. Like you're like, "What? What's up? You didn't even say hi yet."
I missed your call, man. I missed your call, Trav. I'm gonna give you a call back. We gonna talk soon, man. I see you jacking it down, man. I see you. Okay. So we can do 5 and 5. You want to do that?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So my number 5 team. You guys now remember. Let me post this up just so you guys can get y'all teams if y'all need to. All right. So these are the top 5 most exciting teams to watch, or that we have watched, we should say. All right. So my number 5 man, I gotta put the Mr. Sports Center himself and just the entire Lob City Clippers, man. That little run that they had, they was one of the most exciting teams to watch. I mean, every night it was a Sports Center highlight. Every night. I don't remember a time that Blake Griffin did not get on a highlight. And then, of course, DeAndre Jordan had to do Brandon Knight like that. So that was one of the funnest teams for me to watch, man.
Dope team. Dope team. I'll give you my Chucky face. Chucky face. Number 5. My number 5 is the Heatles. The Heatles. You know what I mean? With the Heatles, when they came out, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. That team, okay, they were exciting because people wanted to see them lose too. But the NBA was on fire because if you liked them or you loved them or you hated them. You know what I'm saying? But Dwayne Wade and LeBron James chemistry was A1. Was A1. They games used to be lit. You see the ladies, the fellas was in the crowd with the 6 chains on, with the Italian dude with the hair out, with the button, the silk button up open, with the what I mean, with the white pants or the watermelon colored pants, and the women was out there, you know what I mean? It was like a fun time to be in South Beach, bro. Like, so that was 5. That's 5. The Heatles.
Yeah. So my number 4, I got the Miami Heat. I had to put them out there, dog. I'm not gonna lie, that was probably one of the most fun teams to watch. And it just reminds me why I love playing with my friends, with my guys, people I love to play with. Man, they made it feel like basketball was back. Like basketball it wasn't just about the winning. It was about like team camaraderie and playing with your friends and having fun, interacting with the crowd. I remember one of the dudes hit a half-court shot. I don't know if you remember that. Cat hit a half-court shot for like $75,000.
Yeah. They ran the court. Yeah.
Out and he like gives a dude a hug. Like to me, that is the epitome of a great team, man. And it was really fun to watch them. So I remember Dwayne Wade threw that full court lob.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Them plays is ridiculous. Those plays are ridiculous.
Nasty. Like, so I got Miami Heat number 4.
My 4 is the 3 Amigos. Yeah. From Boston. You know what I mean? And they had little brother Rondo. That was my number 4, man. When they first got that squad together, you know what I mean? With the originator of the step back, Paul Pierce, the truth. Put some respect on his name. People be disrespecting Paul Pierce, man. But yeah, Paul Pierce was a closer. They had the best shooter in the league at the time, Ray Allen, and they had the most intense defensive player, most versatile power forward, maybe of all time, Kevin Garnett. And they had Doc and Rondo. That was a great team, man. That team was good.
Yeah. So my number 3 team. I mean, I know one person carried that load that made it even more entertaining. I got that 2000 to 2002 Lakers.
Okay.
Watching Kobe and Shaq, bro, like Shaq, like I ain't gonna lie, that was one of the funnest teams to watch. Just in general, like they got 2 30-point scores that's averaging 30. Like it sometimes don't get no better than that. Like they putting up 60 highlights, everything. I gotta throw them in there, man. That was one of the funnest teams for me to watch, and it was winning too. So bro,
I don't say this all the time, but maybe similar minds think alike. At number 3, I got Shaq and Kobe 3-peat Lakers. That run they had was ridiculous, and it was just dominance. Wasn't a fan of the team necessarily. I did like the number 8 Kobe, though. I was a big fan of Kobe. He had the crazy crossover. I mean, he was just a rebel. You know what I mean? I love that. So yeah, those teams was very exciting. Shaq was super dominant and very entertaining to watch him elbow people and dunk on people and get like 30 and 20 like all the time. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy though to think that you got 2 dominant players like that on ball dominant players like that on the same team and they actually win.
Right.
I have never really seen 2 ball dominant players on the same team actually win. Man.
Yeah.
So that right there, that's insane. So my number 2 team, I got Golden State. Golden State, hands down, could potentially possibly be easily number 1. And I just mean from the moment Stephen Curry arrived, I mean, and when I say arrived, I mean started playing. He wasn't injured no more.
Mm-hmm.
Until maybe last year, and they got injured and all that stuff. That right there has to be one of the most fun teams to watch. And that's also too the thing I said about the Miami Heat. I can't say it any better than a team like Golden State, man. Golden State, they made you love basketball.
Mm-hmm.
They made you want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So, shout out to them.
I ain't even gonna say nothing. Number 2, the 95-96 Chicago Bulls, the 72-10 Bulls, with Jordan with the anger problem. Jordan was heated. You know what I mean? He had something to prove. You know what I mean? That Jordan right there, that team, when they first got Rodman, yeah, that was it, bro. That was it. He came with the different color hair. They was different, bro. They was, you know what I mean? He had like the little paw prints in there, like they was ready to hoop. He was out of control, bro. Like we ain't never seen nothing like that. That year they was just ripping heads off. They had ice on their knees. Ron Harper was over there laughing, snugging it up, trying to, just how somebody laughing at all your jokes, like Jordan out there, like, like they was having a good old time, like you know what I mean. So they had cool coach. They was ridiculous. That team is exciting, blowing everybody out.
You already said everything I pretty much needed to say. My number 1 team, 96/97 Bulls. I'm not gonna lie, man. When I seen Dennis Rodman come with that hair, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was livid, dog. I'm like,
bro, I was watching the game just to see what color he was gonna wear that game. Bro, just come out with I'm like, how he died before the game? Bro went from
he came to a game, bro, with cheetah print. Like,
I know. In his head, bro. That's the one I remember the most. He had the greens on too, but like,
hey, do anybody remember what color hair Dennis Rodman had when he had those 22 rebounds?
Man, I don't know. 22 rebounds. That was another night. It was average 15, 16 rebounds, 17 rebounds.
Bro, he had an American flag. He had an American flag, bro, in his head. And then they showed him wash, like it was a little thing. He had washed it all out or something like that. And then he did some sort of half color, like one color. I'm like, bro, 96. Let me stop. 96/97 Bulls. That's my most exciting team, bro.
I'm so proud of you, bro. I'm proud that the Spurs did not make this list because you know what? You just proved right there out of all the time I picked you to be invited. You scratched it out.
They on there. These honorable mentions.
Yeah, to being biased, you didn't do it today. But number 1, the most exciting team. I wish I could do the people's eyebrow.
I'm drum rolling. You can't hear it though.
73-9 Warriors. Not just that team, but the Warriors were exciting before Durant. But once they got Durant, you couldn't wait to see what it looked like when they got on the court, and they did not disappoint. They did not disappoint. Now, the year before, they were 73-9, and you can't tell me that was great basketball because Steph Curry put on a show every night, bro. And then people forget how good he was with that team and how much of a superstar he was and how he was carrying the league a lot with excitement. He was on SportsCenter every night just shooting the ball, not dunking, not jumping over people. We're talking about just shooting the ball. So that in itself, and that's when people start putting people in his category. I go, bro, nobody makes shooting seem as fun. And you got next to him, maybe in the top 5 too, got Klay Thompson with the most aesthetically clean looking jump shot you've ever seen. He's like a robot. So you add Durant to that, man, it's just the greatest show we ever seen. But more importantly, let's get into those honorable mentions, bro. I got the Showtime Lakers on that joint.
That was the first. That was the first team I had, man. I had to put them Lakers on there. I'm gonna sneak attack you real quick, man. A team that was fun to watch. Do you remember that Dwight Howard, Hedo Turkoglu mix, Rashard Lewis? That was a good, fun team to watch. when Dwight Howard was the best center in the NBA at that time.
Yeah,
that was a fun team to watch, man.
that wasn't. I got the Sacramento Kings.
Ooh, Pager.
That when they had Jay Williams and they had Divac and Weber, bro. They was a show. They was a show every game. They was just excited. He had Doug Christie. They had the whole team out there trying to mimic Jason Williams. I mean, the whole team out there throwing how to back passes and threes, like cowbells. That team was exciting. They almost made my top 5. I haven't gonna lie to you because Jason Williams was just something to watch.
Yeah, I mean, and just to pay the homage, because I don't ever talk about them that much, but not saying they were the funnest team to watch, but a good team to watch was that Pistons team, man, with that Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, Ben Wallace. They had somebody just wrote that in there. They had a good, solid, fun team. That 08 Boston Celtics team, that's definitely a fun team to watch.
Hold up, man. That Piston team was like a chicken breast with no hot sauce, bro. No, it was dry. I mean, it was a good team.
Oh, but, bro, they was fun to watch, bro.
Hold up. They're a little dry. You where the hot sauce at? That team was dry, bro. I'm sorry, man. They were good.
Man. They had Ben Wallace going crazy.
I got the Steve Nash Phoenix Suns era, the pick and roll.
Oh, for sure.
With Amari Stoudemire, the 3-point shooters with Joe Johnson, Jim Jackson, Boris Diaw, the Brazilian Blur, Leandro Barbosa, Steve Nash out there flicking the hair, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Look at his hands. Boy was laying the ball up, left hand on the right side. You know what I mean? That team was exciting.
And I'll be remiss, man. I gotta say it just because, man, the Glove is my boy. I like watching him, man. That was one of the fun duos to watch, bro.
That was on my list too.
That was a fun team to watch, man.
OKC Thunder team that had Harden. They made to the finals. Harden, Westbrook, and Durant. Woo! And Ibaka.
That's crazy.
Young Ibaka out there. Give me that.
Do you feel like OKC regrets it now? Getting rid of James Harden, getting rid of KD, keeping Russ.
They didn't really get rid of KD. KD broke up with them.
Yeah.
The Harden thing was a mistake.
I think that was hard. I think it was really hard to tell who Harden really was, though. Of all the people that come from left field, the two people that I can say right now, just off the top of my head, that really came from left field is Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, I did not know he was going to be this good.
But he wasn't a lottery pick. Harden was really good in high school and college. Like, he was a lottery pick. Like, he was supposed to be good. I saw it in his game. We just had to release it. I mean, most guys don't release it. That's the problem. Most guys, they give him the, like, all right, he got his own team, and then they go average 19, and they get hurt the next year, and then they end up becoming like Paul Millsap. You know what I mean? Like, they just, you know what I mean? They got this big contract. Right. Danilo Gallinari. Like, them type of dudes. Like, what's the other boy name? Chandler Parsons. Like, them kind of guys.
Yeah. And then that young old number 2 bust or whatever, Darko Milicic.
Yeah, but I mean, Darko was a bum from the beginning. At least these guys showed some promise and got a contract. Darko, from the moment he walked in the court, I was like, bro, you can't. Like, he's just
bro, he was so weak, bro. You know who else is a disappointment? Was Adam Morrison.
Yo, he looked like Larry Bird, bro. I thought he was gonna be the next Larry Bird.
Bro, he was a killer in college.
Yeah, he was ridiculous, bro. Oh, I got the Lob City Clippers on there too. They were definitely exciting. They almost made my list. It just all the teams that I put on there, they all won a ship. So I couldn't mess that up.
And I think most of the teams you had some sort of longevity to them.
Right,
like,
right.
It wasn't like, it's just that Lob City, for me, I don't remember any sports center ever where it had 3 of the same team, 3 of the same person in the top 10. I remember the top 3 were all Blake Griffin.
No,
and then I remember the top 3 were 2 Blake Griffin and 1 DeAndre Jordan.
No, facts.
I have not seen a team with that, and that was insane. Like,
No, I agree. I totally agree with that. That Lob City era was crazy. They was super crazy. But I think, with Blake Griffin, it was mostly Blake, but then DeAndre started to go on top of it. Then he had Jamal Crawford and Chris Paul.
DeAndre Jordan, man, he was OC with it. And
but the Nets, what about that Nets team that had Richard Jefferson, Kenyon Martin? Man, they
number
was
one defensive team.
with Jason
They
Kidd.
was rated number one defense.
Yeah, they were throwing lobs everywhere. Them two
Kenyon Martin,
dudes.
shout out Kenyon Martin, man. Boy
He's a
was
dog. He was a dog before they was calling him a dog. Like they
yeah,
call him dog. Like,
he definitely was. But you know, it's definitely more teams, of course, out there. You know, I've seen a few lists and stuff like that. But we're gonna get ready to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you everybody for commenting, all the questions, everybody tuning in. If you know somebody that should be on So Goated as a guest, if you yourself think you deserve or should be on So Goated, make sure you guys inbox us, message us. If you got a topic that you want us to cover, you know, tag us, let us know what's up. You know, we definitely want to be involved. And to all the top fans, maybe me and DeMonte will talk and maybe bring you guys in and you know, we can kind of converse and stuff like that. Maybe that'd be something we can make happen at some point in time. Anything you got, DeMonte?
no, not at all, man. I would love to see some of the top fans get on. You guys are thankful for supporting us. You guys are always in there. Marcus is always in there. My uncle Julius, my uncle Mick, he's always in there. Michi's on there. My brother's always on there, and so is Corey, who's always on there. Man, he's always commenting, always mixing it up, chatting it up. So shout out to you guys who watch it live, and the people who go back and watch it through. Make sure y'all continue to support the Milwaukee Rec League scene, man. It's been going pretty good so far, man. Make sure you stay safe, wear your mask, wash your hands, and stay safe.
Oh yeah, for sure. Stay safe, man. You know. So, all right, appreciate everybody, man. Get your
Pride Rock, baby. We got tryouts this weekend. Let's go.
Oh yeah, man. Y'all make sure y'all share that post, man. See what's going on, man. Showing some love. So we appreciate everybody tuning in. And don't forget to like, join, and share. And with that, we